Hello, good evening, good afternoon, good morning and welcome. It's Nurse Richard the Wax Wizard. Interesting one for you today. Again, I know I say that all the time, but this one really was, because this was of a young boy. I'll be honest, I can't remember his age. I did try and find it, but somewhere, let's say between 5 and 10, there or thereabouts. And I do see lots of children. It's just been half-term holidays here in the UK. So the kids are off school, so the clinic tends to get inundated with little people then, which is fine. I actually enjoy it because you can give these children back as opposed to your own. But this young boy, he'd had grommet surgery. I know a lot of you will already know what those are, but for those of you who don't know, I will briefly explain it because they're still in here. The grommet. So what they are, and the reason that they put them in is a lot of children, the eustachian tube, which is the tube that joins the back of the eardrum to the back of the nose, it has trouble equalising itself, opening and shutting. They can be quite narrow, so you can kind of get negative pressure on the opposite side of the eardrum because the eustachian tube just can't open and close, or sometimes you can get a glue ear. It creates a vacuum. You can fill it full of fluid behind the eardrum. So they put these little tiny tubes, and they are tiny. They just make a little cut in the eardrum and put these tubes through. It's like a two-way tube, so that the air pressure can then equalise, or if there's any fluid in there, that can then get out. If you just have a look, you might well see it. I think it was in this first section actually. There you go. Can you just see the tip of it there? The little white one. There it is. So yeah, that's the grommet. It looks big there, doesn't it? But it's absolutely minuscule, these things. And yeah, that goes through the eardrum. Now, it naturally should expel, as it has done, out of the eardrum as the eardrum sheds. It can take a matter of months, some longer than others. But then what can tend to happen, as has happened in this case, is when it's come out of the ear canal, it's got no further. It's got no further. There's been an accumulation of wax around the loose grommet, and then that then has caused the blockage, and then all the wax that's naturally in skin that's trying to migrate just gets stuck behind this grommet that's got an accumulation of wax behind it. So the bigger piece was actually behind it. So having real trouble hearing this young boy. You might be able to hear him in the background. Hello to you if you're watching, by the way. I believe he does watch the channel. He's found it fascinating, as most kids do, to be honest, and that's why I cast it to the screen in front of them. I do that with everybody, but especially children, because I think children are curious, aren't they? They want to know what you're doing. They'll ask a lot of questions, so they can see what I'm doing. But as you can see, it's not quite fixed the problem here. The eardrum is still extremely retracted. So I think he was going to back to see his specialist shortly, hopefully. Whether it needs another one putting in, I don't know. They might well teach him to use the balloon that you pop up your nose and blow up to inflate it. But yeah, as you can see, it's still extremely retracted, that eardrum. So there's still a negative pressure on there that's not corrected. So it might need them in again. Hopefully not, but probable is what I would think. If you are watching, if it's you or mum, let me know how you got on the specialist. Now, the second one here, again, behind this, there was a grommet in this one as well. This is all done with a fine-end tube. I'm always reluctant to use the bigger one, the full-size tube, in very small people's ears because it's quite noisy. Quite reluctant with tools as well because kids move around quite a lot, and using tools at the best of times can be a little risky if you touch the side of the ear canal. So always very reluctant to use them in smaller children. But the fine-end tube, yes, it does take a bit longer, a bit less power, but you can see it easier in there because of its size. But you've just got to be patient. There's absolutely no point rushing a dangerous procedure like this with a child. They wouldn't thank you for it. But you can see it's got a bit of a leading edge there, hasn't it? So it's not a flat surface to get hold of, to wiggle it, but we're starting to make some progress now. I think it's just a bit of an odd shape, so I'm having difficulty negotiating it around those bends. I've got an image of them. Excuse me. I've got an image of them afterwards as well. Sorry, a frog's just got in my throat. There we go, frogs are gone. So yeah, one piece away, and I think the grommet is in this plug here, if I'm not mistaken. I'm sure you'll see it in a minute. Or is it? There it is, embedded in there. And again, as you can see with this one, extremely retracted at the top, retracted at the bottom of the eardrum too. So maybe they'll need some more putting in to hopefully correct that. As you can see, it's not huge, is it? When you look at the size of the ruler there, you know, each second line is a centimetre. So you're talking a couple of millimetres. You know, those grommets are absolutely tiny. But the eardrum's healed up, which is a good thing, which you normally does pretty quickly. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. Sorry for waffling on, boring you. But for now, take care of yourself, and I'll see you soon. Ta-da.